Okay, welcome to Kirk History Bits number 4. And today we're picking up with Saint Ninian. So if you were to come in our church, we're kind of in the far back corner looking forward. So Saint Ninian was the first apostle, or is considered the first apostle of Scotland. He came before the island of Iona was established. So he's considered the first Christian mission north of Hadrian's Wall, while the Roman legions still occupied Britain. And Saint Ninian built a small stone church that came to be called the Candida Casa, which is the White House. So you have Saint Ninian here, and then down at the bottom you see that building there. It's meant to be the church he built at Whithorn. And you may have heard reference made to Saint Ninian's bell. So that's Saint Ninian. Now, beside Saint Ninian is someone who we may be more familiar with, and that is Saint Columba. So Saint Columba founded Iona Abbey. So you can kind of see down there a depiction of Iona Abbey, which became a dominant political and religious institution for centuries on the Isle of Iona. And actually the abbey still stands today, and volunteers from all over the world gather there, and there's multiple conferences held and all sorts of interesting things. So you can look up Iona Abbey and all the work they do. I had the privilege of working with them for a number of months a few years ago now. So a little bit more about Saint Columba. You'll see there's a boat there, and it's meant to be a coracle. So Saint Columba came from Ireland. I believe he's also known as Saint Columcille. Columcille. So it's said that him and his 12 disciples or followers crossed in a coracle, that small boat, and landed in Scotland. And there's a number of stories that are related to Saint Columba. One of them is that he had an encounter with an unnamed animal, which people later said was supposed to be the Loch Ness Monster, so Nessie. And you can see he's holding a staff, and I guess that's the most significant parts of this one. There's some other symbols that can be attributed to him, but they're not in this particular piece. So Iona Abbey, and you'll see there in the corner, these pieces were donated in loving memory of James Robertson Burnett. And there's the symbol of the Boy Scouts there, which the Kirk has had a number of different troops, I think, come out of the Kirk. So back in this same corner, we have St. Mark. St. Mark standing there, and you'll see above his head that there is the lion. So that's a symbol that's often associated with St. Mark, holding his gospel there. And then next to St. Mark, we're going to come across and we're going to find St. Luke. And above St. Luke is the symbol of the ox. So St. Luke also holding his gospel there. So now we're going to take a little trip up to the balcony. So if you're at the Kirk, you're going to come down along the back, out into this entryway where we first started, and we're going to go up to our balcony. So pro tip, if you're here for a concert, the balcony is the absolute best place to listen from. So there's our bell. You can see up into our bell tower there. So every week we ring the bell at noon to show our solidarity with the city. So you come into our balcony area now. It is amazing up here at Christmas too, when you look out at all the lights and everything up for Christmas. So up in the balcony we have a large couple panels. So these particular ones are known as depicting the resurrection. So that center panel there, you can see the women at the tomb, the angels telling them it's empty. And below that, you can see it says, "He is risen, he is not here." So that joyful Easter message is forever depicted in this beautiful window. And then the windows on either side depict, we have kind of seraphs and angels in glory. We have symbols for communion. And that second panel there, let's see if we can zoom in here. We have the Alpha and the Omega. So coming back to our Greek alphabet, the beginning and the end. Over here we have the anchor and the scriptures. So that's a beautiful piece. But then I've been here for 6.5 years and I didn't realize there was another piece of stained glass. So kind of up in this corner where we store some of our Christmas decorations, there's this beautiful little piece of stained glass. And here we have, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." So that famous passage in Scripture. The colors are beautiful. It's just tucked away up here and it's really easy to miss. So that's that piece there. So it's hard to believe that we're coming into another week here of social distancing and how things have been changed both by COVID and the other events that have happened. And we miss seeing you and having you here in our space and getting to talk and catch up, but we know we'll be together again soon. And until then, we come back to that good news that we celebrated at Easter that's represented so beautifully here. He is risen, he is not here. And so we celebrate that hope together. So much love to you all, and we'll see you again soon.